our CIA and these government contractors and all, their underlying motivation is for the betterment, of this nation. But we've done a lot of evils, a lot of pain, caused a lot of pain and hurt to innocent folks, in the process. And so that's some negative seed planting, that's some negative reaping. But the church folks, we were not aware of a lot of that mess that was going on. We're not aware of a lot of the nuances and the details about all the stuff that's going on in these nations and all the battling. We weren't there to pick sides. Our government just did what they wanted to do. So there was some negative seed sowing, but all in all, the heart of the church still was about love. It was about love and Jesus and missions and all this good stuff without any negative agendas, okay? But the more of the World Wide Web and the internet and all this that we have at our access to begin to see what's going on, to begin to choose sides, to begin to fall for particular propaganda that's aimed at segments of our society to influence us, the church folks, who everyone has access to the internet, everyone has access to a smartphone, basically we have become involved in the mess, okay? And we have chosen sides, and we have departed away. We no longer have that love of Jesus. We no longer wear those wristbands that say, what would Jesus do? WWJD. Why? Because it's too condemning. I don't want to do what Jesus does. Jesus is going to love that Muslim. That's not part of me. Jesus is going to love that black man. That's not part of me. Jesus is going to love the Syrian refugee. Jesus is going to love the Mexican or the Guatemalan, the person that's coming up, to North America because of the violence and the poverty and all the suffering in their nation. Jesus would love those folks. What would Jesus do? I don't even know where that wristband is anymore. Somewhere in a closet, maybe a bottom of a drawer or box somewhere. But we're not really concerned with what Jesus would do. And that's been our failing. That's why we're suffering so. And it's not going to get any better. There are particular people, particular times in our history, recent history, where folks have tried to sort of show that love of Jesus. To try to be humble, even when you're great. See, when you're a strength, when you're a great man, when you're a great power, when you have that strength and ability, you can be humble. Because everybody knows. And when you, as a great strength, are humble, people recognize that. They respect that, and they begin to fall in line. But we lose sight of that. So I'm just suggesting that we, as believers at least, need to take the lead on this. And no matter what, we need to go back. We need to go back and find our place, what we're supposed to be about, and begin to embrace that. What would Jesus do? It's very important. Because we're in a place right now, a real critical place in our nation, man. We have nations with tremendous armaments. We have nations with nuclear capabilities, not just us. There is so much mess going on, so much hate going on. The believers need to come back and begin to be the light in the midst of the darkness and stop being the darkness, okay? And it's very difficult sometimes to see ourselves, what we're really about. But I'm just suggesting, if it ain't love, keep them out. Don't let them in. Get out of my country. All that stuff, man. Come on. Is that Jesus really? The light does not defeat the darkness by becoming like the darkness, okay? So ask yourself, who are you more in line with? The world and their attitudes and their hates and their bigotry, their xenophobiaism, all that negativity and stuff? Or are you like Jesus? Suffer the children to come unto me. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. That's what Jesus said. And just hit me for an example. Come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. And now we believe that Jesus isn't here right now, but he's within the lives of the believers, right? And so who's coming across that border from Mexico? Come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Who are the Muslims that are coming to this nation? I'm not talking about people coming to blow it up. I'm just talking about regular folks. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. So who are we more like? Are we like the darkness? Are we like the light? And the one thing, the philosophy that I've always embraced, as long as I've been in this thing, from when I transitioned from being an atheist for all those years to realizing that there is a divine power, that there is a source of all creation, that there is God, Allah, Yahweh, is that it's never too late. It's that wherever that light bulb comes off. See, the problem is, I think the problem is that we believe that we know, okay? We have the truth, we know the truth, but it's not, we don't. Scripture tells us to seek the truth. If you seek it, you'll find it. Seek, knock, ask. Truth is, seeking is the doorway to truth. The seeking is the key. And that's what we get from Scripture. Seek and you will find. Why? Because, and knock and it shall be opened. Ask and it will be given to you. So it's talking about seeking and you'll find it. Knock and it will be open. So you have this door here. Seeking is the door. Knock and it will be opened. And what I'm sharing with you today, just to consider, is that truth is evolving. Truth changes. Truth, individual to individual, it evolves in sync with the individual's capacity to understand. And that capacity is desire. The door to truth is the seeking. And the truth will evolve with you, in sync with you, as you grow, as you evolve. Based on your capacity or your desire to understand. We have to come to the place, to get back to that place where we realize we just don't know. See, when I came into this thing, from being an atheist for like 10 years, that's when I was 28, I'm 58 now. And I realized God was there. I wasn't in church, I wasn't before a preacher, I wasn't listening to anybody witness. I was just at home by myself one day. I couldn't sleep, and for a joke, I thought I'd open up this Bible and just start reading anywhere just because I knew it would put me to sleep. And it was like 40 seconds or so into it, I just realized that it was like, God touched me, I'm here. Now what you gonna do? But see, I was raised in the church, and when I left home, I became this atheist for like 10 years. But when I came back and I recognized that there was God, there was Allah, Yahweh, the source of creation, I decided that I had to find out who God was for myself. And so I prayed that morning. I said, God, I'm going to serve you, but I have to find out who you are for real. Because I knew what was preached, I knew what was taught, but it has to be real to me. Your individual desire, your individual seeking, your individual capacity to understand is in sync with the truth that you receive. God, I don't know anything about you. I don't know if the stories they taught me were true. I don't know if all the little Sunday school classes and the religious services I was in growing up, I don't know if they were true, because there were so many of them that are disagreeing and fighting with each other. But I know you said seek, you said knock, you said ask. If you're really there, you show me you. And take me along that path of matriculation. And so we have to be bold enough to come to the place where we can challenge everything that we have believed. And say, God, and if we believe that God answers prayers, if we believe that God is really there, say, God, take everything out of me that's not like Christ. See, that's a bold move, and that's a scary move. That's challenging for real, because that could be the root of everything that you've based your belief on. Could be wrong. Are you willing to take that step? Whatever is wrong in me, remove it, show me, and fill me afresh with your truth. Can you do that? Scripture says that you don't have because you don't ask. And the things that you ask for things that you can consume upon your own flesh. That's just things, that you just want and places to be. All that kind of stuff. But the real truth, the precious stone is truth. And in order to receive, you have to let go. Let go of what you've been holding on to. Open yourself up to truth. And that's the key. And I guarantee you, if you're opening up to the truth of Jesus, you're going to begin experiencing some love in your heart. For all humanity, for everyone. And with that love begins to fertilize you, begins to change you, begins to break up that hard heart that you have. And what happens with that hard heart begins to break up. You begin to see, you'll begin to have opportunities to sow good. And you'll wonder, why I'm so nice to this person who I used to dislike. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? You'll find yourself planting good seeds. And I'm telling you this, as you begin to plant those good seeds, you're going to find a harvest begin to manifest of good results. And your life is going to begin to change for the better. And I'm telling you, this is the example that you want your kids to see. My daughter and I